Welcome to the Gentleman's Guide to the Accursed. Likely a shorter video than usual. You see, this is something of an update and something of a recap, because since the end of last year, I have been releasing about one Curseborne video a week, sometimes more than that. And yes, we have been covering every single family in the game of Curseborne. We only have the Zeds left to go from the core book, and those will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Next week will be another character creation video, live at about 4 PM BST. If you have ideas for the character you would like to see me create, post it in the comments below this video. I will be referencing this video when I make that live one. I will, of course, interact with people who are tuning in live, get ideas from them too, but it always helps to have a basis of an idea, so I'd love to see your ideas in the video comments below this one, please. Of course, Curseborne itself has seen a lot of development since we crowdfunded it on Kickstarter. Not least the fact that as of last week, and this is the main purpose of this video, is to draw your attention to this, we have started releasing the revised manuscripts to backers of the campaign. As you probably know, when Onyx Path launches a crowdfunder, we always send the manuscript out to backers, chapter by chapter usually, so that by the end of the campaign they know what they're getting in their book. Now, Curseborne received so much positive feedback and so many excellent ideas as well. Now, we couldn't incorporate every single one of these. Sometimes an idea or a piece of feedback runs counter to an idea we have, and we may well have a plan for why we've stated something in a certain way. But some of the feedback we got on Curseborne was really spectacular. And so we've been working at revising the manuscript. As of last week, we released the first revised section from the manuscript, namely the Dead, one of the lineages you can play in Curseborne. So they are revised in terms of system, they are revised in terms of setting, tone, all kinds of things. That is a whole chunk that you can now read and incorporate into your Curseborne games with the revised rules. So please do check that out. If you're already a backer on Kickstarter or backer kit, you can already look that up in an update. It would have been emailed to you. If you can't find that email, go on the update section of the respective website you backed it on. But if you haven't backed it already, you can pre-order it now on BackerKit and get immediate access to that revised manuscript. So if you've been holding off, waiting for a more polished version of the game, that polished version is coming. Periodically, we're going to be releasing more and more sections of the book, running up to the PDF release, which we're aiming for. And I hope that you really enjoy what's coming out. I've been keeping my eye on the Discord chatter about the revised Dead, and it's been so incredibly positive. Thank you so much if you've been involved in that. I really enjoyed watching your enthusiasm and interacting with you as much as I can. But yeah, the Dead is not where it stops. We will be releasing more and more as the weeks and months go on. Of course, every month at Onyx Path, we have been releasing something new for Curseborne. You may be unaware of this, but at Onyx Path, we released these products called Tasty Bits. Basically, they are micro source books. They rarely cost more than about a few dollars. And they tend to include one to a handful of adversaries, along with story hooks for how to incorporate them in your games, new powers sometimes, all kinds of material. And every month of 2025 we released another one of these Curseborne Tasty Bits. Now, at Onyx Path, we've been releasing Tasty Bits every month for the past few years. We've covered games like They Came From and Scion and Trinity and more. But every month this year has been Curseborne. And so we've released Tasty Bits for the Quizivore. The Harrowed was our most recent one last week. What happens when a sorcerer turns fell. We have released the Nexus, the Living Epoch. The two I've written, the Symbol of Murder, and the Doppelgangers. Now, I tend to think that most of what I write is a little more on the grisly side than what some of my co-authors write, because as I've explained in the Onyx Path news going out today as well, I love how Curseborne can veer sharply from urban fantasy to urban horror, and I tend to be more in the urban horror camp. But I think there's a lot of room there. So what I would suggest is if you haven't already backed Curseborne, you can do so on BackerKit. You can get access to that revised manuscript as it drops. You can use these new adversaries from the Tasty Bit program. Every single adversary that has powers, those powers are detailed system-wise in the book that basically forms the Tasty Bit, so you can use them right off the page. You can build your entire plot around doppelgangers, around the similar murderer, around the Quizivore, around a Harrowed, for example. So yeah, there's a lot going on with Curseborne. A lot of other books are being developed for Curseborne as well. I am very much enjoying developing the Accursed Adventures book for Curseborne, which is going to have 3 scenarios for Curseborne, which you can play independently or connected with each other. Once again, delving into some horrific territory, although I would say there's more of an urban legend aspect to some of it. It also gets quite nasty at times, especially if you're phobic about things like needles. But anyway, I won't go on too much longer. Coming up soon then. Next Monday we have another live character creation video. Do post your ideas in the comments to this video so that I can see what character you'd like to see built. About 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after today, yeah. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll do the Zeds. We will cover the Zeds, which means all of the families will be done. Which means we'll be then going into all of the damnations. We've already covered 2. Let's cover the rest. But what else would you like to see me cover for Curseborne? Comment below. I do read your comments. I would love to see your suggestions and incorporate them into my videos. So I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good week.